Good morning, students. Today I will be teaching you all the first poem, that's lesson 1.1 on page 1 in your textbook. If you have your textbook, do open the textbook and keep a pen or a pencil ready so you can mark whatever I am teaching you, the meanings, the figures of speech, etc. Now, this poem is a dialogue, it's a conversation between, now who are talking over here, the poet and a child. Yes, so the poet is questioning the child. Now what is he asking him, or what is he talking to him about? He's asking him what he thinks about the past, about the present, and about the future. Now, the poet Emily Bronte, she's the one talking, okay? She's talking to a child who looks happy because the child is smiling, correct? But here, the whole poem also makes you reflect what what you think about the past, about the present, and about the future. Whether the past is in your hands, whether the future is in your hands, or whether the present is in your hands. And how does your past affect you, your present, and your future? How do they affect what you are doing right now, or what you have already done? Does it affect you now in the present? All that, it makes you think. Okay, so let's go ahead reading the poem. After I have finished, I want you all also to read the poem at least twice. Okay, now first I will read the whole poem and then I will explain. Past, present, future. Tell me, smiling child, what the past is like to thee. An autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs mournfully. Tell me, what is the present hour, a green and flowery spray, what a young bird sits, where a young bird sits gathering its power to mount and fly away. And what is the future, happy one? A sea beneath a cloudless sun, a mighty, glorious, dazzling sea, stretching into infinity. Now, this poem, as I said, is composed by Emily Bronte. Now, let me explain. I hope you all have your pens or pencils ready in your hand if you have your textbooks with you. Okay, if you don't have it, you can just write it, the meanings or whatever, in a rough book. The first, tell me, smiling child. So this, what the past is like to thee. Now this is the first question that the poet is asking the child, what he thinks about the past. Now if you look at the first line, tell me, what figure of speech is it? Of the so many figures of speeches that I taught, you can see the word, the phrase, tell me, is repeated. So it is repetition. Tell me is repeated for poetic effect, repetition. What the past is like to thee. Now, yes, so the poet is asking the child what he thinks about the past. Now what the child answers. An autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs mournfully. Now the child answers that for him the past is compared to an autumn evening, soft and mild. Yes, the past is compared to an autumn evening. And what is autumn? It is a season, like how we have summer, winter, and the rainy season or the monsoon season. The autumn season is a season wherein all the leaves start falling down, what you call as patjhad in Hindi, right? Where the leaves start becoming dry and falling down, and you find all the trees are bare. All the trees are empty, B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R, okay? B-A-R-E, bare. Now, what does this signify? Tell me, once something is done in the past, can it be undone? Can you change it? No, not possible. So in the same way, these leaves that have fallen down, once they have fallen down, can you put them back on the tree? No. Once they have fallen and they are no more on the tree. They cannot go back onto the tree. So it is the same thing with any action, any event that has happened in the past. It cannot be undone. What has happened is happened. Maybe so it the poet is trying to tell you that the past, the child is also telling you that the past is a pleasant one for the child. He has good memories about the past, but it cannot be reversed. It cannot be reversed or changed. Okay. Now in the second line, what the past is like to thee. What is the meaning of thee? It is old English or it is an archaic word. Archiac. I hope you all are writing. Thee, Thee. A is meaning is an archaic word. Archiac. Archaic means old word which is not used anymore. So it is old English which means you. You. Okay. Now going on to the third line. An autumn evening soft and mild. Here you're saying soft and mild could be a tautology because they almost are similar. They are not harsh. They are very smooth. If you think of, okay, so that's it has only pleasant things. Yes, it makes you feel nice, good. Okay, the last line, with a wind that sighs mournfully. Now here, if you see with and wind, the letter W is repeated for poetic effect. Underline the letter W in both of these words. First letter W, with, and first letter W, wind. It is alliteration. 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 Okay. The letter W is repeated for poetic effect. See, the reason I'm telling you is once I finish teaching you the poem, you have to write the poem and then write the figures of speech of the whole poem by yourself. Clear? Okay. With a wind that sighs mournfully. Sighs means you're just expelling a breath. Okay. When you're sad, that's the sound you make. Yes? Mournfully means sadly. Okay. Now, if you see here, the wind is given the ability to sigh, which can be done only by a human being. Yes. So here it is personification. Human ability of sighing is given to the wind, which is an inanimate object. It has no life. Okay. So personification. First stanza complete. We go to the second stanza. Tell me what is the present hour. So the second question he's asking is, what does he think of the present time? The present hour means present time, now. The answer is a green and flowery spray where a young bird sits, gathering its power to mount and fly away. You can look at the picture. Yes, even the autumn evening you can see the leaves falling down. Yes, being shed by the tree. And here you find the bird sitting on the branch ready to fly away. So it's the present hour is compared to a green and flowery spray is a little bouquet, a small bouquet. Not a bouquet will be little big. This may be just one rose and a leaf or two roses. So it's just something very small. It's like a poise. Okay, a green and flowery spray where a young bird sits gathering its power to mount and fly away. Now, if you see the second line, a green and flowery spray, it's metaphor because there's an indirect comparison between the present hour and a green and flowery spray. Yes, indirect. They're not telling you the present hour is like a green and flowery spray. No. What is the present hour like? Yeah, he's asking you, tell me what is the present hour. Answer is a green and flowery spray. So indirect comparison made between the present are and a green and flowery spray. Same thing even in the first passage. The third line, an indirect comparison made between the autumn evening and the past. Okay. Now coming back here, where a young bird sits gathering its power. Now what is power? Here it's strength. Okay, the power you're talking about is the strength that it needs to do what? To mount and fly away. To mount means to climb up on a high branch and fly away. So it needs the strength to be able to fly. So it's collecting, it's gathering its power to be able to fly. So here in this, to mount means to climb up. Okay. Now this whole stanza, it's telling you that the present is a time to prepare, to start making preparations. Yes, so the bird is making preparations, is gathering its power, its strength to be able to fly. So also if you see comparing it to us, we also in the present need to prepare ourselves for everything that we have to face in our lives. Like for example, you can say you have to study hard to prepare for your exam. Yes, and this exam what you appear, this knowledge that you gain is going to help you in your future. So you are preparing yourself, yes, for your future. Moving on to the third stanza. What is the future happy one? Now, what is he saying? He's asking him what he thinks about the future. What is the answer? A sea beneath a cloudless sun. So it is an indirect comparison. So metaphor. The sea is compared to the future. Okay. The sea is compared to the future. Also if you see the word sea, S-E-A, starting with S, and the word sun starting with S. So it is alliteration. The letter S is repeated for poetic effect. The letter S is repeated for poetic effect. So you have two figures of speech in that one line, metaphor as well as alliteration. Now what else is he saying? A mighty, glorious, dazzling sea stretching into infinity. Now, why he is saying the seas? He is describing the sea as being mighty, means very, very powerful. Glorious means very awesome. Yes, aspiring, very great. And dazzling means shining brightly in the sun. You know, if you look at the sea, you see the sunlights reflecting in the sea, and it shines. Yes, that's why he's saying dazzling. So the sea is, the adjectives used to describe the sea is mighty, glorious, dazzling. And what else? It's also stretching into infinity. Stretching means going on, and into infinity means endless. Infinity means endless. So when you stand at the beach and you look at the sea, you cannot see the end of the sea. The sea seems endless. Yes, it seems continuous. You cannot see where the sea ends. You cannot see it. So that's why he's saying that the sea is endless. It's just stretching, going on and on into infinity. Now the sea is also, how is the sky? The sky is cloudless. How is the sky this cloudless? The sky is cloudless. Yes. So the sea is there beneath, so huge, so mighty, so dazzling, and stretching into infinity, and up above us is the sky which is cloudless. and the sun is shining very brightly. Now if you see the last line, last two lines, a mighty, glorious, dazzling sea. Again you have SEAC, and the next line, stretching into infinity. It's a whole complete sentence. Okay, that's why we take both the lines together. So S is repeated for poetic effect. S in stretching and S in C. So alliteration, the letter S is repeated for poetic effect. Now, if you see, the future is full of excitement because you have so many things that you can dream of, so many things that you can think of doing. They are your aspirations, they are your aims. You can think of your goals, your aims, what you want to do in the future, what you want to be in the future, what you want your future to be like. Okay, now here, the sea beneath a cloudless sun. Now as he is telling you, the sea is continuous and endless. Yes, also you can see the sky. There is the sun shining brightly, which stands for hope. Yes, and cloudless means there are no dark spots. If there are clouds, the sky becomes dark, the sky becomes dull. It blocks the light of the sun. So you think that everything in the future is going to be bright for you. Yes, not dull, not hopeless. So the situation in the future is going to be a very hopeful situation. Yes, where you expect a lot of good things to happen and a lot of opportunities, endless opportunities. Just as the sea is endless, you expect a lot of endless opportunities to come in your life, which will help you to become something in your life. Clear? So now the whole poem I have just finished, and I want you to write the figures, the poem first and the figures of speech. Now how are you going to write the figures of speech? After you write the poem, you write the figures of speech. And the first, tell me, smiling child. Then you have next line, answer. Repetition, because the phrase tell me is repeated for poetic effect. Second one, leave a line. Second one, what the past is like to thee. Metaphor, because there is an indirect comparison between the past and the an autumn evening soft and mild. So there is a comparison between the past and an autumn evening. Second one will be an autumn evening soft and mild. Clear? So this is the way you will write the whole, all the figures of speech that I have marked, and you will complete your lesson. Now as a homework, I want you all to do this. That is your English workshop. The second, read the poem. The first one, read the poem aloud using proper rhyme, rhythm and intonation. The second one you will do in your notebook. Link the items in the 3 columns properly. Third one, find the meanings of the following words. I have already taught you all as I was teaching you all. The fourth one, write the adjectives that are used to describe the following. This also I have taught you all. And the fifth one, write one line about each of the following with the help of the poem. Like say, I'll give you the example, wind. Right? Wind in the autumn evening. What will you write about it? How is the wind in the autumn evening? Yeah. The wind in the autumn evening sighs mournfully. Okay, you will not write with the wind. Okay, the wind in the autumn evening sighs mournfully. The autumn evening is soft and mild, and the wind sighs mournfully. That will be your answer. Clear? So you will do these 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in your notebook after doing your poem and your figures of speech. Clear? Now the rest of your homework I will give you all tomorrow, so that now you have time to do this. Write your poem, write your figures of speech, and the textbook homework, do it today. Your extra homework, that is your comprehension. Answer the question. You all can, I will give it to you all tomorrow. There will be no teaching. I will just give you all the questions and you all will write your answers. I may give you all a hint as to help you all how to write your answers, but then the answers have to be written by you after you search your as or think what I have explained and then search it in your textbook. Okay, thank you and have a good day.